Vince McMahon set to return to WWE television, and was CM Punk in town for AEW Dynamite last week. But first, let's get to the quickfire headlines, as AEW wrestler Frankie Kazarian has received his release from the company, with the news breaking after he made his return to Impact Wrestling at this past Friday's Hard to Kill event. During a promo, Kazarian announced that he had signed with Impact, marking his exit from All Elite Wrestling after 4 years. He was part of the first ever AEW pay-per-view Double or Nothing 2019, and was the first ever tag team champions in the promotion alongside Scorpio Sky, although his appearances have dried up in recent years. He will now find more television time in Impact, where he first debuted in 2003, with him already having tag team and X Division Gold to his name in the company. Elsewhere at Hard to Kill, another surprise appearance would take place after former WWE Intercontinental Champion Santino Marella made his debut under his former WWE name, with him being introduced as the Director of Authority. On the January 5th edition of Impact Wrestling, Bully Ray would attack the company's EVP, Scott D'Amore, writing him off television, with Santino now taking his place. As for how he's allowed to use his WWE name, the trademark had actually expired in October 2021, with WWE choosing not to renew it, before Impact later applied for it themselves on December 19th, 2022, an application that went unopposed. Hard to Kill would also see 5 title matches take place on the night, with 1 new champion being crowned. The main event would pit Impact Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace against former 4-time champion Mickie James in a career versus title match. This after Mickie stated in September that the next time she loses, she will retire from wrestling. In the end though, James would pick up the win, extending her last rodeo, adding a 5th Knockouts championship to her trophy cabinet. And speaking of title reigns, current AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill is in the midst of a dominant run in All Elite Wrestling, with her remaining undefeated throughout her AEW career. This past Friday, Cargill's title run would hit 373 days, with her becoming the longest reigning champion in company history. The record was previously held by Hikaru Shida for her time with the Women's World Championship, which stood at 372 days. Jade's reign began in January 2022 on an episode of Dynamite, with her beating Ruby Soho in the tournament final, with there being no end currently in sight. The return of Cody Rhodes continues to be teased on WWE television through video packages, with him also appearing in marketing for the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania 39 events. According to Fightful Select, Cody has been training at the Performance Center in recent weeks, traveling to the facility in his bus alongside his family and team. The report also notes that Rhodes was allowed to pick his own training partners from the NXT roster, with him opting for former North American champion Carmelo Hayes as well as Joe Gacy of Shizm. According to a separate report from Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, former TNA and Impact Wrestling announcer Jeremy Borash has played a big part in Cody's return plans, with him producing the recent video packages that have aired on Monday Night Raw. Another report from Fightful Select has revealed that whilst former WWE champion John Cena was at SmackDown on December 31st, where he teamed with Kevin Owens to defeat the Bloodline's Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, he would also tape a backstage segment involving Austin Theory that is yet to air. That night, Theory was originally in line to main event the Toronto live event, but was instead flown out to SmackDown in order to tape the segment. It's currently unclear what the segment was for, whether it be for the next WWE 2K game, or with it maybe being kept in the can to air at a future date to set up a match between the two, perhaps at WrestleMania 39. Former 6-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Kushida is set to make his All Elite Wrestling debut this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite, with him set to battle Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. Kushida is currently signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling, with him returning to the promotion that he spent 9 years with prior to signing with WWE in 2019. Following his release from the company in April 2022, he would return to New Japan, with him now set to step through the Forbidden Door. Next up is Vince McMahon, set to return to WWE television. Following his recent retirement from WWE due to a series of revelations regarding misconduct allegations and hush money payments to former female employees, Vince McMahon would return to his position as chairman in order to pursue a sale of the company. With that said, it looks like he's set to be involved in WWE beyond the sale and broadcast renegotiations, with him said to have returned to his office at Titan Towers. This according to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Observer Radio. Dave would add that McMahon is already suggesting changes to the inner workings of the company, a sign that his involvement is set to increase, with talk within the company being that he could appear on WWE television in the near future. And Meltzer would note, Vince is at the office, he hasn't been on TV yet, but I say probably yet. Will he go on TV? There's certainly rumours running around that he will. I've asked people and they wouldn't be surprised. But it's not like there's a date. There's that feeling that Vince is going to want to go out on TV and he'll get the big reaction when he does. But he is in the office, he is talking about things other than the sale, and I think there'll probably be more and more Vince fingerprints as time goes on. As far as creative goes, it just depends on if Vince wants it, he'll work to get it. Despite a talent meeting being held at this past Friday's episode of SmackDown insisting that Vince would not be involved in the creative side of things, there is a fear amongst fans and talent that he could do so in the near future, which would undo a lot of goodwill the company has built during his departure. The fear comes from a recent employee meeting where staff were informed that Vince's return would be business as usual, with a statement from the chairman himself insisting that he had trust in the current management structure, this almost immediately before the resignation of Stephanie McMahon, causing fear for the future backstage. It remains to be seen how involved McMahon will become, although the general feeling is that when the sale takes place, he will remain in charge, much like we saw when Dana White sold the UFC to Endeavor in 2016. And next up was CM Punk in town for AEW Dynamite last week. Last week, AEW held the latest episode of Dynamite from the historic Los Angeles Forum, with one AEW wrestler taking to social media to reveal his history at the venue. Brody King of the House of Black would take to Twitter to say, I worked in the Forum parking lot for 8 months, almost 15 years ago, staring at that building every day on my lunch break. Last night I performed in it to 11,000 people. Doesn't matter where you're at in life, if you're not happy, change it. Thank you, AEW. In response to the tweets, CM Punk would take to his Instagram story to highlight King's achievement, posting a seemingly very recent photo of himself and Brody with the caption, Brody King used to park cars at the Kia Forum, and last night he wrestled there. He made a cool post about it, and I just think it's super cool. Go look at his post, it's super cool. The photo has led to a ton of rumours that CM Punk was nearby this past Wednesday for Dynamite, and whilst it's unknown when the photo was taken, there's a few reasons why people feel that it was this past Wednesday. First, Punk is wearing an LA Forum hoodie, and whilst he did work the venue last year, he had a beard at the time. Secondly, Brody is apparently wearing sneakers that were released in November, again another sign that it was very recent. Also, the duo can be seen inside a Target parking lot, something that's very interesting in itself, with there being an identical Target right next to the LA Forum, with it having the exact same red curb and pavement. I've checked other Targets in the Los Angeles area and can't find this exact same curb anywhere else. This isn't to say that CM Punk was at Dynamite, but all signs point to that he was at least in town to meet some friends nearby, with it worth remembering that Punk does have a place in Los Angeles, making it a convenient trip for the Second City Saint. And finally, Punk has once again taken to Instagram to post a video of himself training in the gym, another sign that his previously torn tricep is repairing nicely. And before you go, make sure you check out the 10 hottest free agents in wrestling today.